John Liddle here for SWOSUathletics.com, talking women's basketball 2013-2014 with the head coach of the SWOSU Lady Bulldog basketball team. Kelsi Musick is with us, also guard Michelle Fisher, who's not sure where to look. But when we left you guys, we were in Topeka, Kansas. Heartbreaking loss against Augustana to end the year, and Coach Musick, just kind of sitting back and thinking about it. I know you are a person just in your nature. You want to go forward, always keep going forward. How do you make that kind of the starting point for your team, so to speak? Not that we want to get back there, but this is the level we want to start with this season.
You know, that's one of the first things I did at the beginning of this year was rewatch that film, you know, because obviously right after season had a few other things going on. So
right
at the very beginning of this year, when school started, I sat down and I rewatched that film. And, you know, it just brought back a lot of memories. I mean, we were right there. I would basically say we were one shot away. Augustana went to the Final Four. That just goes to show how close we are to being on that stage. And for our team to make it just to that level of the national tournament for the first time in school history, especially following up the year we had, losing those 6 seniors when everyone doubted us. No one thought we would make it where we did last year. And just for us to get a taste of that, I think that just gives us so much more energy and so much more hunger to be able to get ready for this upcoming season. You know, I brought it up during preseason. I brought it up in all of our, you know, the practices that we did get to have as far as in the preseason, and I brought it up. I made it known how close we were and where we were, but how much further we want to go.
Michelle Fisher is joining us too, and Michelle, would you echo those sentiments? I mean, does it make you excited in any way that you know, you saw what Augustana was able to do after they, you know, edged you guys out, that you are indeed that close? Is that how you look at it too?
Yeah, it's very exciting because we're still a really good team. It's not like we're like a team that lost everybody or anything. So to know that we were that close last year and that we're just building on that, and that we were just one shot away, and there were some mistakes that we made in that game that could have been, you know, the play that got us all the way there.
Talking with Michelle Fisher, along with Kelsi Musick, the head coach of the SWOSU women's basketball team. And Coach Musick, you know, you look at the players that you do have coming back, and we'll talk about, you know, what you lost here in a moment, but as far as the players you do have coming back, it starts with Michelle. Who are some of the other players that you're excited about having back this year as well? You
know, obviously Michelle Fisher, she's one of the best players in our conference. And then Sarah Mendoza, you know, we have her back in full force. You know, the second semester last year, she was playing with a nagging knee injury, and she just played through it. So, I mean, I'm excited to see her back 100%. She's had a great preseason. She looks really good. Kimmy Swatsky, she is, you know, statistically, she led the conference in multiple statistics last year throughout the season, and I expect her to be able to do the same thing this year and to be able to grow on that. You know, we're young in the post, but at the same time, because there's going to be, you know, new people in the post, but I think our speed is definitely going to be able to help us. Everyone can run, and we're not going to get tired. I know you're shocked about
We know that.
John.
We know that. Why do I not train with these people? I'd be in so much better shape right now, that's for sure. But it's pretty incredible what you guys were able to do, you know, last year. But when you look at the roster, it's got a different feel to it. Like you said, there's just not as much size. There are not as many post players. Does that affect you more on the offensive side of things when you have such a great attack, or does that affect you more on the defensive end?
I don't think it affects my offense at all. I obviously don't post up pretty much never. So
sorry, Liz.
It doesn't affect as far as offensive goes, because our offense is about speed. It is about attacking, and obviously we shoot more three-pointers than just about anyone. Well, probably more than anyone in our conference. We're right up there in the nation.
Right.
So obviously, I don't think it hurts us offensively. Defensively, that is going to be something that we have to, you know, compensate for. We're going to have to be savvy in our defense. We're going to have to overemphasize blocking out and being fundamental defensively, and make sure we are on point with our game plans defensively every game, in order to, I think, make up for that lack of size.
There are some players to be excited about, new to the program or didn't play as large a roles last year, that are going to have to step up and do so. Who are some of those players that you're like, man, you know, maybe hedging my bets just a little bit, but they look like they're going to be a really good player for me in the rotation this season?
You know, I think the Sayamas, they have to step up. This is their senior year. I think they've made that adjustment for being away from home. being at a larger university than a junior college, they've made that adjustment mentally now, and I expect great things from them. I'm expecting quality minutes from both of the Sayamas. I think Jessica Pinner is going to have to step up as well as Jamie Cohen. They're both going to be my post in the paint. They have to step up and play bigger than their actual size. I mean, they're long and they're fast, and they'll out hustle anybody. But they also have to play really smart and be able to execute our game plans very well. You know, and I've got the two newcomers in Amelia Tyree and Chelsea Bates. Chelsea was a junior college at her junior college. She was a player of the year in her region. So I'm expecting great things from both of them as well. I mean, I think I still have the depth, but I think everyone is also true to their position. I think we were pretty much at that point last year, but I really feel like we're getting to that point recruiting wise. And then I think Kylie Bogus has to really step up. She's not a freshman anymore. She's got to give us quality minutes, and she's got to play bigger than she is.
And Michelle, the preseason poll came out, and you guys are ranked second in the GAC to start the year. What does it really mean is the key thing. But as far as you guys feel, where is that ranking compared with how you guys feel about what your team is?
I feel like we should be ranked number one. I feel like we're the best team coming back. But I feel like we are getting a little bit of recognition because this is the first time since I've been here that we haven't been ranked to the middle or the bottom of the polls from the coaches in the preseason.
Mm-hmm. What is it about you guys that, you're able to prove everybody wrong year in and year out? Really, since about your sophomore year, you guys have, you guys have taken it upon yourself to prove everybody wrong year in and year out.
I think we just really thrive off of the challenge of proving people wrong, and I think Coach Musick really likes to push us, and she points that out a lot of how much people really doubt us on everything.
Yeah. Coach,
I bring it up all the time.
Yeah. You probably voted yourself 11th just to skew that poll and make sure you guys
If
bumped
they would
that.
have let me, I would have.
I know.
Darn it.
Can't vote
and
for
I
yourself.
told them, I said, you're probably going to be ranked in the middle, because if they look at our roster, they look at what we lost, they look at who maybe didn't come back. I expected us to be in the middle. I was a little bit shocked at two. Now, what I think? Yeah, I agree with Michelle. We should be ranked at the top. We have one of the best teams. We've proven ourselves, but at the same time, I understand if I'm a coach and I'm going to look at the roster, I'm going to take that into consideration. But I think that we have slowly earned the respect.
I know you like to challenge your team, but obviously you believe in your team too, especially with the scheduling. These two Colorado schools that you've got coming in for the SWOSU Classic are really, really good teams. And you've got games after that, Northeastern, games within the region coming up after that are going to really test your team right off the bat. What are you hoping to see from the women's basketball team here during that early stretch?
I think we need to come out and rise to the challenge. I mean, I've never been one to not want to play the best. If you want to be the best, you better be able to play the best. And I firmly believe that. I've told them that all along. And I love a challenge, just like, I think that they've learned to love a challenge and thrive on that. But we want to set a precedence in the region. We got in last year because we got ranked in the region. And I think that us having that our scheduling is huge. The schedule that we've always had, being able to play anybody. I always tell them, anytime, anywhere, any place against anybody, we'll play you. And I believe it, and they believe it, because that's what we preach. And I think the biggest thing is they've bought in. They've bought into our system. They've bought into our program. They've bought into that underdog mentality of where we will go play you, and we love to upset you. We love to prove people wrong. And I think just having another schedule like that is proof that I do believe in this team. I believe in every team I've ever coached here, and we've just grown, and they've matured into the program and into what we have here now.
The thing I like about your system is there's a role for everybody, and there is something to do on every single play, and you best be doing it. But it seems as though year after year, some games I'm like, man, they've got this thing perfected. They can't be stopped. Is there a more perfect place that you guys can take this system, Michelle, this year, as you guys go onto the floor and try to, figure out how to, average 100 points a game this year?
I think we really have been getting better at it every day, and I really think that you really can't ever stop getting better at it. And the more that you do it, and the more that our players mature in our offense, then it just keeps getting better.
Mm-hmm. And Coach, would you Would you concur? Do you want to encourage them to that aspect, or you know, is there a spot that they can get better? I mean, you guys are top 5 in the nation in points per game consistently over the last 2 years. Where can it go from there?
There's always room for improvement. You know, there's always mistakes made. I point them out all the time. You know, I told them today, you know, we've got a scrimmage in a little bit, and I said we're going to film it. Why? So I can point out all the things you do wrong. Let's just be honest. I shoot them straight all the time. But I think that we can get better. We can value possessions better. We can shoot better. We can finish better. We can get to the rim more. All those things we want to get better at. But I think the one thing is over time, we have just gotten better and better. Last year, I can probably count on one hand how many times we had to run a quick hitter and not rely on our offense. And that is huge. That speaks volumes to each group that we've had, and especially, you know, the team we had last year, for instance, that they really learned how to run that offense. And it showed because we could run it every game. We didn't have to rely on a quick hitter or, oh, we have to change anything. We didn't change anything. We got better and better, and I think that this team this year, as they grow, like I said, we have everyone that can run the true positions that we need in order for this offense to work. And if they continue to grow and buy in and just mature in this offense, you know, if we never have to run a quick hitter, I'll be happy.
Coach, we're really excited for you guys and excited for the season. Good luck to all of you as you go into it. Thank you for coming out and talking to us.
Thank you.
That is Kelsi Musick and Michelle Fisher from the SWOSU women's basketball team. Southwestern about ready to open up the season in early November. John Liddle for SWOSUathletics.com.